Hey guys, Lars here, and man oh man has it been a long wait, but the wait is finally over, and guess what? Great League is back. Now, in order to stay sane, I went ahead and I made a video about Wayfarer, also made a top 5 things that people do in PvP that they shouldn't do, made a couple of those videos, so if you have time, go check them out. But for now, we're going to focus on one thing and one thing only, and that is Great League, and today has been killer. I earned, 200 points. My wife, she was on fire, just sinking those 3-pointers. She won all of her battles except for 2, which is an amazing feat. So, just a little heads up. What I'm going to do is present to you guys what I did today, as well as how to take those bad leads, turn them into good leads. Going to talk about what I'm seeing, which is a whole lot of Galarian Stunfisk, which to be expected, and a lot of ABBs with Ghosts, Galarian in the front, and Sableye, Trevenant in the back. Saw quite a few of those, but I want to give you guys a heads up. So, 2 Pokemon I want to talk about before we get into everything. And that is, the first one is Runerigus. Now, we're going to see him, I guarantee you, we're going to see it in the coming month or so. When October rolls around, or Halloween rolls around, you're going to see it. They're going to do some event, and it's going to be there. Great Pokemon. Take caution, though, because it can be dangerous with our team. Now, I haven't seen a whole lot of Runerigus in the front line, or in the front, but it can be dangerous in the front. In the back, we can handle it. Victory Bell cuts through it, no problem. In the front, though, we're going to have to find another strategy. I've been working with it, and so far I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do. But yeah, just a heads up, Runerigus, great Pokemon, might do something with it in the future when I make another 1 league, 1 team. But for now, Runerigus, definitely something to keep an eye on. Other one, Toxapex. Now, Toxapex is bulky, I'll give it that. But here's the thing, I'm seeing a lot of it, especially when I just picked up. I went from, a shot up, but the first few sets, Toxapex, a lot of people had it, but as I got higher, I started to see less and less of it. And it's because Toxapex is bulky. It is super, super bulky. But here's the thing, it has the potential for greatness, but it doesn't have the charge moves it needs in order to get the job done. Example, Bastiodon usually runs at the first sight of water. You mention water and Bastiodon is out of there. But with Brine, Toxapex only water move, Bastiodon beats it. And it's not like a close one, he really, really beats it. So keep that in mind. If you see a Toxapex in the lead with Bastiodon in the lead, don't be scared. They're going to have to switch, make them switch. And once they use it for a while, they're going to know that. They're probably going to try to get you to switch, but don't. Leave Bastiodon in there. He's going to take care of business, all right? So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's get into it. And before we begin, though, please like and subscribe. I'm still trying to grow my channel, get a base going, and I thank you to all those that have. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, let's get started. So right off the bat, as you all know, whenever we see Galarian Stunfisk, and we're going to be seeing a lot of Galarian Stunfisk, always switch to Victory Bell. Don't shield the first attack unless you're positive it's going to be an Earthquake. Usually they just try to bait you. It's really rare for them to actually use an Earthquake. And also, just so you guys are aware, Galarian Stunfisk Sableye teams are very popular. Especially right now, you'll see a lot of Galarian Stunfisk, Sableye, and then another Ghost, be it Trevenant or Cofagrigus. So just keep a heads up on that. I think I fought 4 or 5 today. Now Jumpluff was popular kind of at the start of the season. Well, whenever it got its acrobatics move, haven't really seen a whole lot today. I mean, you can't really judge by one day, but for the most part, it just hasn't been as popular. When it first came out, it was fairly popular, but now, not saying it isn't good, but just seems like people aren't using it. I tried to go for the bait here, as you can see, but couldn't get it. So then I just keep on pounding away with Power Up Punch. Actually shielded that one. All right, Bastiodon is gone. Bring back in Medicham, and Medicham is going to finish everything up. All right, another Galarian Stunfisk, this time Altaria. This guy actually does something really, really different. You're not going to see it rarely, and that is Altaria using a charge to move. Most of the time, Altaria will just kill you with its fast, or they want you to get it into the red because they don't want Bastiodon to come back in and farm you down. But it does happen. It does happen. So just use your fast against any flyer, especially if you're at full health. Save that charged energy, just bank it, and then it's time to use that flamethrower. So when I use Medicham against Swampert, typically I just use Power Up Punch. I don't use Psychic, especially if they have shields. Sometimes I'll overcharge Power Up Punch +1 to try to get that bait to make them think it's like an Ice Punch. So that way they will shield if I need them to shield. Just a little FYI, it typically works, especially if it's like a crunch scenario, crunch type scenario, not the actual move crunch. Again, Galarian Stunfisk, you don't have to worry about, if we were at full health, you wouldn't have to worry about shielding. Just remember that Galarian Stunfisk, if there's ever a 1v1 scenario with you and Medicham and Galarian Stunfisk, unless it shields, the best it can do is Earthquake and Rock Slide. Now here, a little different. I typically don't do this, but I wanted the battle to end. So I went ahead, I shielded this move just so I could get a flamethrower off and call it a day. I didn't want to have to mess around with it, have Medicham come back out. Just wanted this battle to end. All right, now time for the next battle. And this one is actually one that I really am glad I got to go up against because I touched on it last month. It is a Obstagoon lead, and it is one of the few times we actually switch to a hard counter in order to draw out that Skarmory. Now, remember, when you're using your power-up punch, don't play the mini game. Just hit power-up punch, but don't do anything. We want to charge that psychic move because a lot of times what they'll do is they've been using Skarmory enough, they know how much damage that psychic is going to do. Well, if you use power-up punch and you're charging your attack, they get kind of nervous and they will kill you way before they would normally let you get them down HP-wise. Sometimes you'll even kill them, but yeah, because their whole goal is just to make sure Bastiodon doesn't come in and farm him down. Toss in a Stone Edge. Now I bring out Victory Bell, and this Nidoqueen is not Shadow. Normally you'll run into Shadow Nidoqueen. Kind of sucks because it's better to go against Shadow. That way Victory Bell only needs to use one shield. But, and our defense gets broken once instead of twice. But in the end, our Leaf Tornado connects and lowers Obstagoon's attack. And luckily this Night Slash doesn't raise their attack. Since they have a shield, it's just best to use our fast and kill Obstagoon. because their attack is broken. Cross Chop isn't going to do as much damage. And of course they don't get Stab, and so that is that. Now on to the next battle. And as you guys will kind of see, most of our bad leads consist of Galarian Stunfisk. I would say that about at least 70% of bad leads are Galarian Stunfisk. Quite a few Swampert today. Did okay. I forgot to record my first set, and there was actually, go figure, a couple Swamperts that was able to turn it on over and into a win. But yeah, just be aware, especially if you're like at the 25-2600 range right now. A lot of Galarian Stunfisk, a lot of Swampert leads. So I gained back the lead, and now I'm going to throw an Obstagoon. They're going to switch, and so I switch to Medicham. And from there, you would just play it normally. I'm going to use our Power-Up Punch against Galarian Stunfisk and make sure not to shield. They cannot do enough damage to get that second Earthquake off. And here comes the Rock Slide. Now I'm just going to use Power-Up Punch and try to get as much damage as I can done to Sableye. Bastion comes on out, does what Bastion does best. Always, when they have another shield and it's going to be close, you guys will learn to make the call, but sometimes it's just best to kill them with your fast. You don't want to risk them, obviously, well, they're going to shield, but you don't want to risk using a move and having them get a move in, like a sneak a move in, because that could be the difference between winning and losing. So last battle of the day, included it because Venusaur, this is why it's important to have Sludge Bomb. They don't expect it. They really, truly don't expect it. And so it's really, really nice when that connects and you can gain the lead. If there's any reason to have Sludge Bomb, this is one of them. Just that element of surprise. Sableye, you guys are starting to see a pattern, right? Galarian Stunfisk and Sableye. In that weak connection. Again, just farm them down. With Sableye, if they're low on health, better just to take the damage. Don't use a charge move. Always save your charge moves if you can. This person actually tried to bait my shield. Not buying it though. Next attack's going to be Earthquake, and it will show you exactly how much damage it does. Takes me to the red, but not going to kill me. And that's that. All right, so that wraps it up for today. We are officially done. Now, I know you saw a lot of Galarian Stunfisk in there, and that is because they are everywhere. Most of my bad leads consist of Galarian Stunfisk, but go ahead and let me know what you'd like to see. If you'd like to see battles in which I win, so I have a good lead, more neutral lead battles maybe, or just stick with bad leads. And if bad leads, do you want to see like all the same or bunch of different bad leads mixed in? Please let me know, guys. I am still getting used to this, and your feedback is so important to me. And while you're at it, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will keep bringing you that content. So just let me know, and yeah, have a good rest of your day.